Hi everybody, welcome to 5 Minute Ministries. I'm doing something a little differently today, including the subject matter. But first, I want to show you my prop, and it's a rock. It's a simple, ordinary rock. Everyone who looks at this will recognize that this is a rock. It doesn't matter how they think about rocks, it doesn't matter how they feel about rocks, it doesn't matter what they do to a rock. So if I turn it over, the rock is painted. Now, being painted does not change the fact that this is still a rock. Now, someone special gave me this rock, and that person I love very much. But it doesn't change the fact that this is just a rock. It doesn't matter what I do with the rock, if I make it smaller, if I attach things to it, if I glue things to it, if I paint it, it makes no difference. A rock will always be a rock. I bring this up because our modern society continually wants to redefine just about anything that the Bible set a standard for. Now, I want to reach all the way back to Genesis, to the creation story, where God spoke everything into existence, but he handcrafted one creation, and that was man. Now, the Bible tells us that he created man, male and female. He didn't create all kinds of other things. He created man and woman. He created marriage. He brought the man and woman together to be married. Now, I bring this up because these are very hot button topics today. They've been hot button topics for quite a while. People want to redefine what a male and a female is, and in some cases they can't even put a definition to what male and female is, or man and woman is. They want to redefine marriage. They want to redefine family. They want to redefine quite a bit of things that God set a standard for at the very beginning. And I know this is a controversial subject, and I usually don't do those, but I believe it's important. And I ask God what He wants me to speak about, and I believe this is what He wanted me to address today. See, God addressed these things at the very beginning. He said, "This is the standard I set forth." And unfortunately, because we have a sin nature, we want to rebel against God. It doesn't matter how you want to define a man or define a woman. God's definition is the only one that matters. It doesn't matter how you want to define marriage. God's is the only one that matters. It doesn't matter how you want to define family. God's is the only one that matters. How you feel about these things makes no difference. God's opinion is the one that counts. Whether you want to believe in Him or not, whether you want to agree with Him or not, that doesn't matter. How you dress up a man or a woman does not change the fact that that person is a man or a woman. How you redefine the family is who's good to you. Family is whoever lives with you. Family is your friends. Family is not your family. You can say all that you want. Now, maybe your real family isn't a great family, but that doesn't change the fact that they're still your family. Marriage. People want to change marriage. Well, marriage is who you live with. You're married because you live together. That is not the definition of excuse me. That is not the definition of marriage, even though our society wants to change it to that. Or in some cases, eliminate marriage entirely and eliminate the word marriage. Just live together and see how things go. Now, we've taken everything that God had established and we've turned it on its head and made it whatever we want it to be and created in our image. And that is the very wrong approach. That is the thing that God said, don't do that. Because as I said earlier, only His opinion about it matters, because He's the one who established it. He is the one who created it, and it was all for our benefit. Man and woman was for our benefit. Marriage was for our benefit. Family was for our benefit. And when we change that, when we redefine that, when we feel differently about that, no matter what we do to it, it does not change what it is. Family will always be family. Marriage will always be marriage. Men will always be men. Women will always be women, no matter what you do to it. So if we turn toward God's definition toward it, we will have a better society. We've seen the truth of that. A strong family core is a great foundation for any society. And if we get back to God's way, we will be much better off. This has been 5 Minute Ministries, and I'll see you next time.